Can you see us?
It's
Hello.
all focused on me too. I don't want to just me.
Do we have a light we could put here? This isn't the best spot. Kerry and Jen here, live from the world famous Montello Theater.
Let me go under one more.
Should we go over a little?
I think you should go over one more. Here, is that better?
Let's try it.
One more, I think.
Should I take my hat off? My hair's all messed up.
Hello, everybody.
What do you have to say, Jen?
We are at the world famous Montello Theater. I have to do a quick shout out. He's probably not going to be on here, but to our friend Matt, he saved me. I was panicking yesterday because our movie for today was not working, and I called the projector guy, I called our friend Matt, I called Deluxe where we get the movie from, and it just was not working. So he was so sweet, met Kerry and I about an hour away and gave us his movie, gave us his little sleeve as it's called, and it's actually loading right now, so I get to relax now until tonight for the rush. I think there's gonna be a big rush at the movie theater tonight.
Because we're playing
Minecraft, so I'm really excited about it. And we could definitely use a good weekend. So, been busy.
We figured we'd do a quick live stream because everyone's been asking about Jen. Everybody loves Jen.
I don't know why.
Everybody's inspired by Jen. Because there's a lot of women that watch the channel.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're sick of me.
I'm sick of you too.
I'm sick of me too.
Who's sick of Kerry? Let's go there.
Yeah, who's sick of Kerry? Let's go. I don't mind. We hit 300,000 subscribers last night.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was, I think like 8 years or 9 years before we hit 100,000. That was the hardest thing I think we've ever done. 1,800 videos.
Yeah, well, you change your genre too, so.
Yeah, so.
Going from homesteading to.
If anyone has any questions about carnivore or running a movie theater or questions for Jen, Jen, how are you doing? Everyone always wants to know.
Questions for Kerry.
Yeah, they don't care about me. It's time to pass the baton.
No, I'm good.
Jen's gonna be
busy enough.
Jen's so busy, but she's gonna take over YouTube and do all the future videos. Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, I got this big, beautiful place that I take care of.
Do you guys want to see the world famous Montello Theater? Let's see. There's the screen. There's all the seats behind us.
There's a projector room up there. We'll show you that maybe later. I gotta check the movie.
There's the projector room, and we're loading Minecraft on right now. Hey, it's Brett. Who's your carnivore? How's it going, buddy?
Hi, Brett. You've been here.
Brett's been here to the world famous Montello Theater.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we figured we'd do a live while we're loading the movie.
I can't see any questions. So if you guys got any questions, do Q, because I can't see that far and don't want Kerry to miss it.
Jen, how's it going?
Good.
Everyone wants to know your carnivore updates.
Why
What'd you eat
does
today?
everybody want to know my
Because,
carnivore
Jen,
updates?
There's a lot of women out there, and they can relate to you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're providing them with inspiration, and they can't relate to me. And I'm on a different part of my journey, and a lot of them are on your part of the journey, so you can relate to them for that reason. We get a lot of comments. I had a comment. I texted her yesterday. A woman texted me and said, I really, really want to meet Jen. She's been my inspiration through this whole thing. How does that make you feel?
That was very touching. Yeah, that made me, because I don't see it that way. I don't see that I'm a positive impact or cared about. So I'm just a person. I don't feel,
We're going to do that.
Really? That was
This is horrible lighting. No?
That was like, no, I don't.
We need a light right here. We're in a movie theater. It's dark in the movie theater. This is, all of our lights are on, actually. I didn't want to lug a big light up here for a quick live stream, but.
Yeah.
So how you doing?
I'm good. What did I eat today? Of course, I went to Culver's. I had a double cheeseburger. But that's pretty much all I'll eat all day. And if I get hungry, I'll make some eggs tonight. I don't eat a lot.
You got some meat in the slow cooker.
Oh yeah, right.
Chuck roast.
And we have a video coming up. We actually stopped. When we went to go meet our friend, we stopped where we get our other meat and our dog food. So we stopped there, and we bought 50. I'm gonna call them rolls. 50 rolls of dog food. It had chicken, pork,
beef,
some beef,
organ meat,
liver. It's really good for the dogs. I used to grind up my own, which I still do, But time-wise and getting it all they would get is turkey and maybe some liver.
Chicken.
Chicken. They're getting a bunch of stuff that they need. So it's easier for me just to go out and buy it. So my thing is if you have a dog or cat that you want to have carnivore, or maybe that is carnivore, you can always look into that, calling your local butcher and saying, hey, do you guys do anything for dogs?
This is just
animals?
we live out in the middle of nowhere. This one's a little bit of a hike, but it's just a meat market. And I never would have thought you could just go to a meat market and get dog food, but a lot of them are doing it now.
Yeah.
Pet food. It's $4 a pound. Yeah,
Well,
it's $6 a tube,
okay.
and the tube is a pound and a half. So it's $4 a pound, which is expensive. I realize that, but we were paying $2 when we did the chicken thighs. Just for chicken thighs, it was about $2 a pound, but then you have to add in all of your time and all of the work and all of the mess. So we still do chicken, but for convenience and for a break, every now and then we'll switch it up and get this. The other thing I would say is people are going to say $4 a pound, that's so expensive. Compared to what? Compared to kibble. You want to talk about kibble?
I really don't, because it makes me sick, because all the dogs I had, I didn't know about carnivore. With my kids too, they're all carnivore now, but before we didn't know how bad regular food was for them. So yeah, the kibble, I mean, do you really read the back of the container? Or even, so I got my dog's bones, and Katie was screaming at me because I didn't really think about it. I got him the bones, they were raw hides, and they weren't regular, beef bones. And she was yelling, you're gonna kill him, you're gonna give him cancer. And I read the back of the package, and I'm like, well, Baxter, you can't have that. Ray, you can't have that. And I went to the store, and I got him
What was on it?
I can't even read what was on it. It was a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't have.
It's not just a bone?
No, it was not just a bone. And rawhide is very bad for your dogs, I read. So I went to the store, Tractor Supply, and I just bought them regular beef bones. That's all it is, just a beef bone. That you have to watch, because they could get like a little piece and then get it choked in their throat. So you got to watch out for that.
So it's $4 a pound, but you're giving them their natural diet.
Yeah.
And the problem with kibble that a lot of people I think don't
And
realize,
it's fresh.
the kibble is grain. Dogs were never intended to eat grain. They eat squirrels and rabbits, and they eat it raw too, by the way. When they catch a squirrel in the wild, a wild dog, they wouldn't cook it.
Could you see him cooking that?
Wouldn't cook it.
A dog standing on his back legs cooking a rabbit? That would be...
They eat it raw. The problem with dog food that I've learned, though, is there's glyphosate in the grains, which I talk about a lot on my channel. Glyphosate's a weed killer. It's also patented as an antibiotic. And so you're feeding your dog antibiotics. The problem with dog food is much, much, much higher levels of glyphosate in dog foods. And the other thing that's in dog food that's crazy, I went down this rabbit hole of research, is the forever chemicals. Anytime you have a bag with food in it, like a bag of chips or a bag of cereal, the little cereal bag inside the box, that's got forever chemicals on it. Well, for a dog and for pets, they don't have the same regulations. And the number of forever chemicals in the pet packaging of kibble dog food is astronomical. Yeah. It's through the roof. Mm-hmm. And that's why you see dogs, sadly, that are limping around and are arthritic and are asthmatic and they're huffing and puffing and they're dying years before their time. Yeah. And most people don't realize it. And if you go to the vets are worse than doctors. Mm-hmm. At least the vets ask what your dog eats. Mm-hmm. But the main reason they ask that, frankly, it's not because they care. It's because they've been programmed and bought and paid for by Purina. A lot of these veterinarians, they have heavy pressure from the pet food. I don't know how many times I heard people say this, that they told their veterinarian that they're feeding their dog raw food, and the veterinarian says, oh no, that's horrible, you can't do it. Mm-hmm. That should be a game stopper right there. You're telling me that what wild dogs have eaten since the start of time is now no longer good for them and dangerous, but kibble, grains, which dogs never eaten since the start of time, is best for them with glyphosate and pesticides and forever chemicals all over.
What else do they have in there?
Oh.
They have, so I'm sorry, the animals on the side of the road, that you see that were hit and killed, they take that and they process that, and that's what your dog's eating. Okay, yeah, sure, it was an animal, but you think if it was hit by something or something happened to it, the organs are going to be bad and all that. So I just choose not to go that route. Our dog Ray is going to be 11 this month. And that little guy, holy cow, he just has the most energy as if he was a little puppy.
You know who has more energy, though?
He is going to be 11.
77.
Oh, don't say that.
Our new cat, Daisy, little Daisy, Bill Knott's little version, mini-me Daisy. Daisy George, we call him. That cat is insane. And he's, I guess when we got him, I don't know what he ate before we got him, but we got him as a young
I know
kitten.
it. Yeah.
And we've given him nothing but his proper cat diet, his PCD.
He's thriving.
He is running around
Just
like a
nutball.
maniac. And he's so smart. He's so smart. We have a thing in our bathroom, a window, and the window is, it's glazed, so you can't see through it the first 2 feet or so. He jumps up on there and he goes over the glazed part and peeks over it. It sounds so simple, but our other stupid cat would never have figured that out. Tiggs?
No.
Tiggs would have been sitting there at the bottom. He wouldn't have reached up to the top. That little Daisy, full-on carnivore, and our chickens now too, eating proper chicken diets. We got baby chicks. We got 25 chicks. They're growing so quick. We were nervous because we're feeding them insects and like larvae, and it's crushed up. And people are like, that's too big for them. Well, we crushed it up and we watched them really closely just to make sure it was okay. And they're eating it like crazy and they're growing so quickly. Our chickens are never going to be fed grain. We're feeding our chickens the proper chicken diet. They're going to eat this while they're growing. And then once they get outside, they're going to eat
Then they can get their own.
insects, bugs, mice, whatever they forage for, whatever chickens naturally forage for. Chickens were never, I did a whole video on that. A chicken back in the day was this big. Chickens today are this big because we're pumping them full of grains, which they weren't intended to eat. And I'll say one last thing on it. Why are the chickens so big and fat? They're also sick, and so you have to give them medication because they're getting way too big. What does that remind you of?
A sick person.
Humans, because
Yeah.
humans weren't intended to eat all of the
Right.
processed garbage and grain that we're eating as well. And we
Yeah.
get sick and we get fat, and we need medicine.
Yeah, I have to
That
say.
doesn't work.
I have to say one sad thing about one of our older chickens. She was named Sweetheart. She was the best chicken. And Alyssa went out 2 days ago or so, and she was sitting by the coop, and it was raining outside. And Alyssa's like, Mom, she's sick. And I'm like, Alyssa, she's going. You can just tell when an animal's sick. And she's like, no, you gotta save her. And I tried. And needless to say, she passed away. But I asked a good friend of mine, I'm like, what do you think happened? Is the chicken flu around us? Should I worry about my flock? And I gave her all the what she looked like with the symptoms she had, and she's like, I think sounds like she had a heart attack. Now you think if she was a proper, what did you say,
Proper chicken diet. This was our
proper
older
diet,
chicken.
do you think she would have died of a heart attack?
No.
No.
This was our older chicken.
Yeah, she was probably 6.
Our
already,
first
so-
chickens we got, we didn't know any better. We just fed them grain their entire lives that you get from Tractor Supply. And they would forage throughout the summer. That was the coolest chicken too.
She
Anytime I was
was.
cooking on
She
the grill,
was.
she'd come over and check out what was going on.
Or if you were sitting and eating, she would come jump.
Caleb asked, do you think we'll have a place to arm wrestle table at Washington meetup? 100%. We're going to make it happen, Caleb. We're going to make it happen. I think that's a great idea. Let's do it. Question. How are you all doing? How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. I'm actually reading your guys' comments.
Well, then read the questions on
because
there.
I can't see that far. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm reading them on here. Susan asked, also chicken feet, pork, knuckles, liver, and eggs. Yeah, that's really good. I'm assuming you're meaning for the dog, so yeah, we would definitely do that. If you guys have any questions, just leave QQQ. Again, I'm not being rude. I'm going back here trying to read because I cannot read that far. Your dog meal prep video made us order the meat grinder. Good for you. Did you guys get the big one? What is it, the Lem?
We have the Lem
72?
22.
22, okay.
You don't even need a big one like that. We have the Lem 22. It's an extra big one. They sell grinders you can hook right up to your like KitchenAid mixer.
How much is the vet bill? Well, actually, I took my dog in last year. I think I took him in. Baxter, our older one. I took him into the vet because he was breathing really, really hard. And this was right before he did carnivore. And she's like, what are you feeding him? And I said, well, I'm feeding him carnivore. And she's like, you can't do that. He's got to have pumpkin, smashed pumpkin. He's got to have seeds. He's got to have this. He's got to have that. And I'm like, why do you say that? And she's like, because that's what they're supposed to have. And I said, so when they're out in the wild, they're going to go find pumpkin, smash it up. They're going to find corn. They're going to cook it over the stove, right? And she just kind of looked at me like I was the weird one. Yeah, just irritates me.
We've outsmarted Mother Nature.
Kit Kat said, yes, I love hearing from Jen because I can relate to you. Thank you. I'm just a very quiet person. I don't like being out there. The last video that I did of me, that was really me out of the box. I'm not one to talk about myself or show my body or anything. So if you didn't see that, see, I'm hesitating, go back and watch it, because that was totally me. Because I've had a lot of comments on here saying, oh, she's not losing weight, or she's not really carnivore, you know, really hateful comments, which I'm just like,
Bullies.
whatever, I don't care. I'm doing it. I lost 50 pounds. Yes, I could have lost a lot more, but I still choose to have my coffee, my cream, my cheeseburgers. So, I mean, you definitely can lose a lot more, but I'm just choosing. I feel good. I feel great where I am. I feel comfortable. My brain fog is gone. My anxiety is gone. I'm talking to you guys more. So I definitely will be out here a lot more. So again, if you guys have any questions, just going through this really quick, seeing if there's anything on here. Lisa said, I have 2 female dogs that will be 13 years old in May. They thrive on hamburger, boiled chicken, and scrambled eggs. They get a half a cup twice a day. That is so good, because honestly, do you really think your dogs would be past 13 if you weren't feeding them the proper dog diet?
PDD. PDD. So while Jen's looking for more questions, I think we're going to have a big weekend at the movie theater with the Minecraft movie.
I'm hoping so, yeah.
That's a good movie for families and kids, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. We
never know.
We had Snow White last week, and I thought I was going to do better, but it didn't.
Oh.
We're not going to go on that talk. Pups do runny poo, and I do only that improve over time like it does for humans. I freaked out because I didn't have that issue. I've been adding 1 tablespoon of chia.
Your dogs had runny poo when they went carnivore. The problem is probably you're giving them too much fat. On carnivore, we need a ton of fat, but it's a lot different for dogs. And there's a lot of formulas and things online that you can look up to get that right, but I suspect your dog fat. And it might have been maybe, I don't know what you were going from, but maybe transitioning them, you might have needed to do it a little bit slower so their stomach could adjust.
I was also going to say, because I'm the one that feeds the dogs, that's exactly what happened with us too. It's a transition. You're going from hard food to basically soft food, so there is going to be a little runny issues, but it will definitely go away. Just kind of like watch what you're feeding them. I found out that Ray, I believe he is allergic to like beef. I've been adding beef into, like ground beef into their food, and he has been itching like crazy since I gave it to him. So you kind of got to watch your dog, and they will tell you what's wrong with them. So if they still have the runny poo after, a couple weeks, maybe take something out for a couple of weeks and then see how it is. And then if it's not it and they still have it, maybe incorporate something else.
We just got some new decorations here at the world famous Montello Theater. Mm. We got a couple of cool posters. Jen likes to go to Hobby Lobby, and because I'm a good husband, I go in with her.
Not today, you didn't.
With my tail between my legs.
Not today, you didn't.
There's some cool stuff in Hobby Lobby. They had a section of signs, and they were basically not even posters, but they were canvas. We could show you if you guys want to see.
Yeah.
We got a Star Wars canvas poster, and it actually lights up. And it was 50% off or 40% off?
40.
We got Star Wars and Batman, and you just
and I picked up a Superman one today. Yeah.
Superman.
They have good deals there. I don't really shop there often. I don't really craft a lot anymore. But
What other movies do we have coming up?
Jason Statham.
Ah, the Working Man one. That's your favorite.
Yeah. It was a long movie. We went to go see it, but you actually didn't fall asleep. So
it wasn't long. It was a good movie.
It was 2 hours.
Good action.
And then The Amateur. That looks like a really good one. Then Thunderbirds after that. So we have a pretty good lineup. So another question on here is somebody said, the friend I just jumped on a few minutes ago, can you remind me what you are feeding your dogs? I have a German Shepherd. You want to go ahead?
What we are feeding our dogs? Mm-hmm. Well, primarily chicken thighs that we grind up and mix a little bit of organ meat in with. Or we go to our local meat market and they sell prepackaged dog food that is pork, chicken, beef, organs. It's all ground up. They call it their dog blend. And it's more expensive, but for convenience sake, every now and then we do that, and we got some meat for us. We got a chuck roast. Jen got me a tomahawk ribeye.
Because you're
I couldn't stop looking at it.
Subscribers.
Yeah, I got this big tomahawk ribeye. I know a lot of the weight's in the bone, but I still love the tomahawk ribeye with the big bone. I can eat it off of. And we got a whole bunch of food for the dogs.
Yep, there was another question on here. Can you have apple cider vinegar water mix on carnivore, or is that just keto?
People always ask questions like that. Can you have apple cider vinegar mix? You can do whatever you want, whatever you can tolerate. Everyone's different. I choose not to do those things. I choose to just stick to the animal products only. But I've heard some people that do that. I know, like Coach Lisa has people doing a little bit of lemon in their water for helping with their liver. So whatever you could tolerate, try it. See how you feel. Are you doing okay with it? Everyone's a little bit different. The reason that some people are so strict on carnivore or lion diet is because they have serious autoimmune disorders or depression or other serious issues, and so they want to just eliminate everything and stick with just meat only and then see how they feel. So see how you feel.
Walter said it would be very difficult to go to the movies and not have some good popcorn.
It's not that difficult. Well, Jen said it is.
It's not, but when you're sitting back there and you're making the popcorn and you smell it and you remember what it tasted like, but then you remember how crappy you felt. So it's kind of a yes and no.
Oh boy.
We're falling over.
Where are we going?
Having an earthquake here.
We have to make the popcorn every day, so that was a challenge initially, making it on carnivore, but I don't have any cravings for it anymore. I don't miss it at all. I know how bad I felt when I ate it. And I don't know, I just think about, it is crazy how much we use food for entertainment. Any other substance that we would put in our body for that level of entertainment and enjoyment would be called a drug, and people would be like, that's bad, you probably shouldn't do that. But food, for some reason, gets a complete pass. There's no redeeming quality whatsoever. Not one redeeming quality to sit here and eat popcorn. There's not one. Is there one?
No, it's just that it tastes
It's not
good.
even nourishment.
You're used to being at a movie and eating something. So for the carnivores that come here, we have pork rinds, we have beef sticks. We're trying to get cheese so that people can actually enjoy something at the movie theater. So there are stuff here. There is stuff here.
I totally get it, though. It's like you've done it your whole life. Every time you go to the movie, you get popcorn. So it's a hard habit to break.
Yeah,
In the same way that every time you go to the bar, you get a drink. I don't want to go to the bar anymore if I can't drink. It's kind of similar.
Somebody said, why not have pork rinds instead of popcorn? Exactly.
We have pork rinds.
A lot of people do that.
We've got pork rinds and we got beef sticks and we got all sorts of carnivore options here for people. Spring water. We had Topo Chico here for a while, but I think I drank it all.
Somebody said bacon.
Yeah, I've thought about bringing bacon in here. That would be something. It's tricky because for the health code, we'd have to get different permits and licenses to do bacon here. Jen, you want to watch Minecraft with me?
I'll pass on that one.
No? Okay. That's one of the cool things of owning the movie theater.
Oh, you mean right now?
Yeah.
We could all, no.
We did, what was it? Valentine's Day? Last year? One of those things. Jen and I came here and watched a movie together, just the two of us. We did a little date day at the movie theater. That was pretty cool. Because the first date we ever went on was at a movie theater.
Yep.
Do you remember the movie?
Street Fighters?
I think it was Street Fighter or something like that. Street
That's
Fighter
30
2.
years ago and I still remember. Thank
Jen, you look
Michelle.
great. So proud of you.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Somebody also said, you guys are saying opposing things. Food is entertainment or not. I don't know if you're referring to us. Or...
I'm not saying anything opposing. I'm saying
Yeah.
food is not entertainment. It shouldn't be entertainment, but we've normalized treating food like entertainment. I remember when I interviewed Dr. Barry, and I said to him, Dr. Barry, some people argue carnivore because they say it's so boring. Dr. Barry's answer was, if the only entertainment or enjoyment you find in life is putting stuff in your mouth, then I feel sorry for you. And he said, I get entertainment and enjoyment out of my hobbies, out of spending time with my children, my family, looking at a beautiful sunset, hiking, nature, God, those things. So I'm with Dr. Barry 100% on that. But I'm not shaming anyone because I used food for entertainment my entire life. You have to kind of rewire your brain out of that sort of addiction.
Right.
There's like sugar. There's literally zero redeeming qualities to sugar. Everything that happens as a result of us ingesting sugar is bad. It rots our teeth, it changes our jawline, it causes diabetes, it causes inflammation, it leads to insulin resistance. There's not one redeeming quality to sugar, yet we continue to consume it at just crazy levels.
It's addicting.
Because it's an addictive drug that we've normalized.
Good.
It's
Yes,
an addiction.
It is.
But it gets a pass, unlike alcohol or cocaine or anything else that we put in our body for entertainment and addiction.
Somebody asked, Carnivore for Life asked, Kerry, if you could only watch one movie ever again, which one? Same question, Jen.
Alex, my friend.
When you coming here? We talked about it, Alex. When you
If
coming
I could only watch one movie for
We'll
the
pick
rest
that,
of my
you can
life,
watch it.
I have some favorite movies. I would pick Shawshank Redemption. I love that movie, and every time it comes on the TV, I can't stop watching it. Second to that would be Paddington 2.
Oh,
Call me whatever you want. I'm a
Weirdo.
big man child. Paddington 2 is an amazing movie. The way kids move, I think I like Paddington 2 so much because
it's cute.
when I grew up on movies, one of my favorite old movies, I watched it with my daughter Lily when she had the triplets. And we were at home and it was chaos. And my poor daughter Lily,
yes.
she was not getting any attention.
Pongo.
Lily and I would watch Pongo. We'd watch 101 Dalmatians, the original animated, beautiful animation, hand animation. That would be another one that I might pick. But those movies back then, I was just a kid enjoying a movie. Now these Disney movies, every single one of them has some sort of political message or something in it. I'm like, can't these kids just go watch a movie? Like, okay, you got to put the political crap in there for adults, I get it. But for the kids, let the kids watch the movie. And Paddington 2 was a recent movie. Paddington 3 just came out too, by the way. But Paddington 2 was a recent movie that, it was just a great movie. And there was no hidden message. We didn't have to have some special lesson in it, some takeaway. We didn't have to change the way we thought about politics as children.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Paddington 2 is a great movie. My other favorite movie is Goodfellas. So there's quite a diverse section. Paddington 2 and Goodfellas. There's kind of polar opposites.
Alex said, quick, should I watch Paddington 1 first? Yes, I would say.
You don't
I
have
would
to.
say yes because then you know who the characters are.
Paddington 2 is way better, though.
Yeah.
Alex, my friend, you're from the UK. Paddington, he's from the UK. England, let's go. You should be on top of this.
Eat your mom. No, you can't have your marmalade.
I don't even remember Paddington 1. For some reason, Paddington 2, I just love that movie. It's a great movie. It's a kid's movie, full disclosure. It's a family movie. It's not necessarily a kid's movie, but it's a good movie.
Bucky Badger said.
You didn't answer. What's your favorite movie
Oh.
you'd watch if you could watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, Kerry, you already know that.
No, I don't. I don't.
There Will Be Blood. I can watch it over and over and over. I have.
There's a movie called There Will Be Blood. It's not a horror movie. It won an Academy Award. The acting in it is incredible. Daniel Day-Lewis. It's one of my favorite movies as well. It's hard to say what is your favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd want to watch that one over and over again for the rest of my life. There's some movies that are more rewatchable.
I got a really old one. Does anybody remember Caddyshack? Like, I'm so old. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I'm so old that we had the VHS where you'd actually have to put it in and push play. That was a really good movie. I love it. I think that was a really, really great movie. The Greatest Showman. I don't think I know what that one was.
The Greatest Showman was with the guy.
Was that Hugh? No.
Hugh.
Was it? Was that with Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman.
Was that? Yeah. Okay, then I don't know.
That's a good one.
We aren't that old.
The most recent, I'll tell you I have like 10 favorite movies now.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Sorry.
What'd you
what
say?
did I say?
I don't know.
Oh.
My most favorite movie to watch in the theater, by far, 100%, in my family, my daughter Alyssa loves this movie, watched it a million times. Top Gun Maverick.
Oh my goodness.
That movie is incredible, and that movie was made for this screen. It was made for a big screen, and there's a couple movies that have been made for the big screen like that. The other ones that I absolutely love, and I'm so excited because there's another one I heard coming out. I think it's the last one. Mission Impossible.
Oh.
I love Mission Impossible. That last Mission Impossible movie, made for the big screen. We're talking about everything here, guys. If you got questions about movies or Carnivore Diet or whatever you want, I love talking about movies.
I was just going to say, too, Matt, the guy who helped us out, he did a live stream with us, and y'all seem to like
We
it.
got to do another live
We
with Matt.
should
Weren't
do
we talking
that
about doing it?
again. Yeah, he's really awesome. He runs the theater not too far away from us, and
In
he does
Watertown.
3 screens. I'm having a problem doing 1 screen. I couldn't imagine 3. But yeah,
he knows his movies.
Yes, I think. Would you guys be up for that? We would do it. We would schedule it sometime. I think that would be fun.
Just talk
The
about
three
movies.
of us just talk about movies and stuff because everybody's saying that. Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. The Accountant is my favorite.
I know we have some folks from Wisconsin here.
For Vendetta.
If you haven't been to Watertown or checked out Town Cinema, you're missing out. Even if you're not near Watertown, it's worth an hour drive for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Small town, 3-screen movie theater, fair prices, family friendly, great movie theater. Matt runs that thing. He does such a good job. He gives us so much inspiration and ideas. You're just talking about he did a big pajama party or something for kids.
Yeah. Yesterday he played Minecraft and did a pajama party. I get a lot of my inspiration from him, so I'm actually doing giveaways tonight and tomorrow.
It's a historic theater. That's what I love. We got to save all these small town independent. It's a historic independent movie theater. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of those left, sadly, anymore. What do you guys think about that, by the way? You remember going to a little movie theater when you were a kid? There's so many independent movie theaters that are closing down around the world or have closed down. Doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah, but why? So would you think we would have bought this place if we still had to do film?
That'd have been fun.
No.
Oh, it'd been a lot of work.
Yes.
Support,
wanna see-
support
can
your
we-
local theater.
You guys want to see the upstairs in a while? We'll show. Maybe some of you have already seen it. It's not glamorous, but it's kind of neat looking up there. And Kerry does like a whole tour of how they actually did the film. And there's no way. I mean, yeah, because yesterday I was here for about 4 hours trying to figure out the movie. Normally it takes me about an hour and a half every time we get a new movie, but yesterday was very frustrating. So I got to go back upstairs, make sure the movie is loaded and got everything ready.
Hey, there we go. Miss N.N. Louie. Still miss budget. $1 movies in Greenfield. That is where we went on our first date. Budget Cinema South.
Maybe we bumped into
Greenfield.
you.
We probably
Wow.
crossed paths there. Jen and I have been to that theater more than any. Sadly, it closed down. I don't know if you know this, but they had a sister theater in Madison, also a budget. It was Silver Cinema's budget. And that theater was open up for many, many years after that one in Greenfield. Greenfield? Was it Tosa? West Dallas?
West Dallas.
Near Milwaukee. When that one shut down, Budget Cinema South, they still had one that ran for years in Madison. And it was so cool because Jen and I, before we even bought this place, we got to take the girls there. It was about an hour from our house, but it was like, at that time, it was $2 instead of the $1. But we got to take the girls there all the time. In fact, we saw an awesome documentary there. You remember what it was?
No.
Alex Honnold.
What
was the name of the documentary? I can remember the man's name.
Where he climbed
Free Solo.
mountains? Where he
Free
climbed
Solo.
mountains? See, I didn't even know the name, but I knew what
Free
you're talking
Solo.
about.
Alex Honnold. He free solos with no ropes up the side of a cliff. It was a documentary. And
Nuts.
we never would have watched that. We got to see
No.
that in the theater. We paid $2 each. We took the girls to see that. That was one of the last movies we saw. Now that theater's closed down too, sadly. But Jen and I have seen many, many theaters at Budget Cinema South. It's so funny you mentioned that one. Wow, we got some Wisconsin folks down here for sure. Don't forget the drive-ins. You know,
Right.
we have a drive-in still left, holding strong in Wisconsin Dells, about an hour from us. And Jen and I take the girls there every now and then.
That I would love to.
I think there's only like maybe one other one in Wisconsin now.
Gosh.
That's a tough business because you only got summer.
Aw. Kate said, I love that you two own a movie theater. Yeah, it's amazing. I absolutely love it. It's like a dream come true. It is a lot of work, but it's also so amazing. You get to meet a bunch of people, and people come from all over the place, and getting to experience it here, I think it's really amazing.
It's really not a business though. It's a charity.
Pretty much.
It's a lucky if you're break-even charity, which is fine with us. It's an honor to keep the tradition alive. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of good memories with the girls. But we kept all the ticket prices the same, $5, which is half the industry average. And then last year we announced veterans will be free forever at Montello Theater. And even our concessions, it's dirt cheap. Literally, it's like just enough to break even. The only problem is we got some big expenses coming up. We're going to have to figure out somehow. We need new carpet in here. The carpet's so old. And people spill butter and soda and stuff on the carpet. It's impossible. Even if you shampoo it, it just doesn't stay clean. And
The lights. You guys can't see the lights, but they're terrible in here. We need new lights.
some brickwork. This building goes 1859 was the deed on this property before Lincoln was president. So we got a lot of work to do this summer.
Yeah, beautiful place. Yeah, I love it. GoFundMe or something like that. We thought about it, but we're not ones to ask for help. And
Oh, as we're doing it for the documentary,
well, that's
the
different.
thought of
That's a
doing another,
documentary. This
the
is
thought of
my
doing another
business.
GoFundMe, I just don't like.
Yeah, this is my business.
I think
Maybe I will.
No, I think we're able to keep it afloat how we're doing, without asking people for money. The
His
good thing is that my biggest concern with theater is, God forbid, if that projector behind us ever breaks. That thing was like, they're like $70,000. And the former owner, she was able to get the city behind her because everyone loves this theater. They've been coming here since they were kids. That everyone chipped in a little bit and they were able to do that. So if something like that ever happens, we could go to
I'm
the
laughing
community.
because I'm reading the comments. They said Carnivore Volunteer Weekend.
We've thought about doing something like that just to spruce up the place. And it is...
Could you imagine a bunch of like-minded carnivores who work their butts off and don't have
we're
brain
thinking about
fog?
doing a meetup. Should we have them clean when they come for the
You
meetup?
guys want to come for the meetup and then afterwards do a deep
We keep
clean?
this place clean, but it is impossible to like, you almost have to deep clean it like once a week because just
Yeah.
stuff gets down in the seats.
What do you mean you almost have to? Every Sunday I do.
Well, you don't do a super deep
Not
clean where
super,
you're
but I got to mop
all the nooks and
floors
crannies of
and-
every
yeah,
chair.
I
We're
spent a couple hours.
going to do a community thing like that where maybe we do a free movie for the community if they all want to come and bring some buckets and rags, and maybe we shampoo the carpet and just get every little nook and cranny of all the chairs and underneath and the underside and the cup holders and all that.
Love to Travel 2000 said, do you ever play old movies like To Catch a Thief with Cary Grant and Grace Kelly?
We have played a couple old movies. We played some over Christmas. We've done a couple throwbacks.
It's hard to do, believe it or not.
I would love to do more, but every time we do it, we get like 15 people.
Yeah.
And the problem with those are we can't just throw it up there and play it. We have to license those. And it usually costs a lot of money to license it, and it usually costs much more than we'll recoup just on selling tickets for $5
Yeah.
a ticket. So it is tricky. We did a free Christmas movie that played here. We have a woman that's been coming here since she was 7, and I think she almost 80 now?
She's 80-something. 82?
She's 82, and she's been coming here since she was 7. And she told us when she was a little girl, she came here and they watched a black and white movie. What was it called?
The Christmas one?
Yeah.
The Christmas Carol, but it was one of the original ones.
There's a couple of Christmas Carol
It was
movies.
the
It was
original.
original black and white one. So anyways, just basically for her, we're bringing that back for you. So we did that for free one Christmas, and it wasn't a big turnout, sadly. Part of the reason, too, is because it's winter.
I was going to say it was bad weather.
And it's like when you have these new movies like Minecraft, there's so much marketing that everyone knows about it. When we have a throwback movie, we can advertise it on Facebook, but we're not going to get the reach for it. I bet you a lot of people would come if we had the marketing of a big movie where people would actually know what's going on, but a lot of people don't know that what's going on, so it's harder to get the word out other than on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah. Caleb said, sorry, where'd it go? Would love to see y'all's theater.
We're doing a meetup July 27th, 26th or 27th. It's not official yet, but we're going to be announcing it soon.
Coach Lisa just came on, that's why I got excited.
A Christmas Carol with Alistar. That's right, that was the one. That was the exact one. I remember the actor's name was Alistar something. Jen's not distracted for those that are just jumping on. She's reading the questions on her phone right there because it's too hard to see over here. We should have set up another light in here. We have all of the movie theater lights on, but movie theaters don't have windows and they're often very dark. Should we go check on the movie?
We should, to see.
You guys want to come with? We'll take
How
you.
it's
We'll show you
going.
around a little bit at the theater. I think I can push this. Show you my point of view. There we go. There's the screen. There's the lights. Jen's got the heat cranked. It's rather warm in here. This is, I always show people this. This is kind of cool, but this is metal right here. And this used to be silver, and these used to be gas lanterns. And this is the stage. The screen is on the stage, but they used to have actors and actresses on here, and the only light was gas lanterns that were right here. And before they painted this metal black, it reflected off, and that's what lit the stage. And all of those were gas lanterns, and now they're ceiling fans. And that little jet out right there behind Jen, That was for a fireplace that was
It's
downstairs.
still there, actually. We tell him the weird thing. Whoa. Tell him the weird thing that happened.
I'll tell him in a second. This right here, do you see this floor? And then it changes?
Yeah, right here.
It's perpendicular. It goes one way and the other. This is the original floor from the 18-something hundreds. Well over 100 years old, this floor. And then in the 20s, they built this, which is basically a ramp, and there's a void under there. They built this up as a ramp so that you could watch movies, because before that, it was a playhouse, and we had like 500 seats in here. And so once they did this in the 20s, there was a piano that sat right there, and a pianist would come in and they would play because they were silent movies, and they had live music with all of those. We have all the records from the history for that. It's pretty cool. These are some new sconces. I just put these up about a month ago. They're kind of nice. The other ones were really old and not too bright. We have 150 seats, and we were told by someone that down there's a hatch, and you can get in this void. Because like I said, this is all ramped up. It used to be flat. So how high it is over there used to be the same height through the whole building. There was
a balcony right here.
There used to be a balcony up here. They used to play basketball here.
Yeah, roller skating.
Roller
because it's
skating.
flat.
We had a governor of Wisconsin come in here and speak.
We've had a doctor here.
We've had a Dr. Kiltz here. Here's all our carnivore snacks. Chicharrones. And we got all sorts of beef sticks. You got the green, and you got the red, and you got the blue.
So basically, get in the void. You guys want to come here and go in the void?
Should we do a live stream live in the void?
I don't want to know what's down there.
Here's our new Star Wars sign. Jen got this from Hobby Lobby. It's kind of cool. And we got two more that are downstairs.
Oh, we gotta say it. Bill Knott is in the house. Hey, Bill.
Bill, when are you coming to the world famous Montello Theater? Look, we got you a nice Star Wars sign here. So we're going to go up in the projector room and show them, see if Minecraft loaded and
You
played.
want to show them outside really quick?
Yeah, we'll show them outside real quick. Oh, show them this too. Can you turn the light on?
Oh, yes.
This is in the lobby. Jen and I had this put together when we first took over. We found a lot of these and we had some of these photos, but this is the building we're in right now, and this was in the 1878, and this is 1914. It was an opera house, and the outside still looks like this. We still have the pillar on each side. These two windows, I actually found one of these in the basement, and this door right here, this frame, is actually this frame right here and that frame right there. That used to be outside, and then they built onto it. So this was in the 50s, and they had a neon sign, which I wish we still had that neon sign, but we don't. And then there's this little jut out here, and that's this little box. You could come up here, and that would have been the sidewalk, that would have been the sidewalk, and right here would have been the sidewalk. And you could come up and buy your tickets just like you did, just like you see in the movies. And now this is more what it looks like today, which my buddy JT gave me this, Darth Vader.
Bill, you weren't hot dogging outside, were you? Were you just cutting wood?
This is our view outside. It doesn't let me zoom in. Here's our movie tonight, Minecraft. Now showing Minecraft. The guy that ran this movie theater used to live in this house right here. It's called the Dodge House. This was Dodge's opera house. All right, Jen, should we show them up in the projector room? One of the coolest things is the view. Well, that's not so much of a great view, but that's a great view right there.
That's the quarry where the Frank Dodge worked, and I have a picture that Kerry can show you when he goes downstairs, that he actually had to have his leg amputated because the shrapnel got into it.
Let's all go to the movies. Here's the upcoming movies we have. All right, we'll take you through the messy office. Up the steps. I gotta climb the steps. Up the ladder. I just kicked Jen in the face. This is the projector room. Let's see if Minecraft worked for us or not. Oh, it says 100%. Jen, you want to test her out and see?
Yes.
This is our projector. This is the old editing table while Jen's getting that ready. These are all old movies. These are all trailers. Let's see what we got here. This is The Hobbit. Someone just mentioned The Hobbit. Here's the trailer for The Hobbit. We got hundreds of old trailers here. This is where they used to splice the film together. This looks like it did in the 50s. This is the tool that you would splice it together with. Jen, what are you doing?
I need the keys, Kerry.
Jen needs the keys. When we took over the theater, it was $5 for seats, but when the previous owner first took it over 20 years prior, they were $3 a seat. This is the old rewinder. This, I think this is a PlayStation 3. We brought this here when we first took over the theater because my daughter Alyssa wanted to play Minecraft on the big screen. And then we have a Blu-ray player there. We have all these Christmas movies. There's Christmas Vacation, Santa Claus, because in the wintertime we have tons of school kids that come in and they're usually watching Polar Express or another kids movie. This is the projector. If you guys want to see how this works, it's kind of cool. Let's see, for example, we have a Lilo and Stitch. This is a trailer, TLR. Jurassic World Rebirth trailer and Thunderbolts trailer. It's like a big playlist, just like an old iPod. You'd make a playlist on, like a music playlist. But this plays all of our pre-show trivia. We have local businesses that advertise on the screen. And then we have trailers, and then the movie plays. Jen's going downstairs to get the key. The key looks like this. This is what the movie looks like. It comes on a hard drive, and you have to load it. We just did that. But it will not play until you put the magic encrypted key in, because they don't want us to steal the movie. So, and then behind me here, this is the platter system. This was a big innovation in movie theaters. Before this, you would just have 2 reels on 2 different projectors, and you'd have to switch from reel 1 to reel 2 to reel 3 to reel 4. Then they got this platter system, and they would take all of the reels of film, and they would splice them all together into one big roll, and it would come off of here, and it would go over the projector, and it would come back, and it would rewind itself. And it saved the projectionists a whole bunch of time. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but when you see a reel of film like this is only about 20 minutes. That's not a full movie. So for a full movie, you could have 6 of those. You could have 8 of those. You could have Gone with the Wind and have even more of those. So back in the day, it used to be one of those would be on one projector, like this projector you see right here. And then you'd have another projector next to it, and you'd switch back and forth, reel 1, reel 2, reel 3. But with that behind me, with that allowed them to just do one big reel, and it saved them a whole bunch of time, and then you only needed 1 projector instead of 2 projectors. And then we evolved from that with the great technology to this, and this is all digital, so no more film. And when the movie theaters switched from film to digital 15 years ago, maybe it was, so many movie theaters shut down. That projector is a film projector. It still works perfectly fine. The only reason it's sitting there is because the industry changed from film to digital. And they kept that up here, which I'm so glad they did, because frankly, it was too big to move down the little tiny stairway there. But it still works. And someday I'm going to fire that thing up. I was talking to one of the previous projectionists, and I'm like, we got to turn that thing on. And here's the best seat in the house. This is my seat up here in the projector room. But we also have this little window right here. And so you can sit up in the little balcony with the projector. But this is my seat. I'm going to sit here while Jen's coming up the steps right now with the keys.
Kerry, somebody asked, how did we obtain the theater?
How did we get the theater, someone asked. This is turning into a movie theater live stream. I like this. We talk enough about Carnivore.
This is the keys?
Yeah, so Jen's got the key. She just had to go download that on the computer. How did we get the movie theater? Well, I'll try to make a long story short. I've always loved movies my entire life. Escape from reality. I've loved documentaries. I love movies. Jen and I, our first date were at movies. Everything. When we moved to this town 10 years ago, first thing we did was we wanted to come to this movie theater, but I thought, this is going to suck. This is a single-screen movie theater. I can't pick the movie. You got to watch whatever they put on. It's a little tiny thing. They had wood seats when we came here. And we fell in love with this place and the history of the place. And the sound here was incredible. And then we kept coming back. And then fast forward, we started our little dog kennel. I should say Jen, because I was frankly pretty useless when I was fat and depressed. But we started our dog kennel on our property. It's just it's a tiny little building. It holds 4 dogs. And we did it because we have an Airbnb and people bring their dogs. And so we wanted to advertise our dog kennel, and other theaters have local business ads. The theater that's about a half an hour from here has a local business ad. So we talked to the owner here and we're like, can we put an ad for our dog kennel on your Montello screen? And she said, I would love to do that. I have no idea how. And I said, let me see if I can figure it out. And I went down the Google YouTube rabbit hole and I figured it out. And we filmed an ad for our dog kennel. And I brought it up here before we ever owned the building. And I got it in the projector and we got it working. And it was pretty awesome. And during that time, I said to the owner, I absolutely love this place. I love what you're doing. I love the fact that you've kept all the prices fair and you're doing family-friendly movies. And if you ever think of selling, please let me know. And in my dumb head, I'm like, there's no way we'd ever be able to afford a movie theater. And we still can't afford a movie theater, by the way. But long story short, shortly after that, oh, there we go. It popped back on. Jen, turn yours off. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. I think I froze up there for a second. I'm not sure.
Okay, mine's off.
Long story short, we got the advertisement on here. I told the previous owner, if you ever think of selling, please think of me. I don't know how we could ever afford it. And then COVID happened, and she was shut down for a couple of years. And it was so sad. We'd drive by this theater every day just waiting for them to open back up. And she emailed me. She didn't even put a for sale sign up. And she emailed me, and she contacted me first, which was so nice of her. And we were able to arrange some special financing where, I'm not going to get into all the details, but we were able to arrange some special financing with her in order to take it over. And I think she trusted us to take it over and not ruin it. Because frankly, a lot of people would have taken it over and they would have been like, okay, ticket prices are $5, now they're $10. And they would have changed everything. We kept everything the same. What she was doing was incredible. But we knew when we took over the theater that this is going to be a passion project. This is going to be something we're doing for the love of it, not to get rich or not even to really make any money or be lucky if we break even. And here we are 3 years later.
It will be in August.
3 years later. We love it. It's been so much fun meeting all of these people, playing all of the movies. Jen's about to fire up the movie. Did you get it working?
Yes. Thank you, man.
Fat Pat the Mad Psycho said, do you have a Cash App or PayPal for donations?
Aww.
No, we don't, but we did. If you go to MontelloTheater.com, there's a thing that shows all of our movie theater videos, and there's a place to donate via PayPal. We put that up there because when we started doing Veterans Are Free Forever about a year ago, we had a whole bunch of people reach out and say, I want to donate $5. I want to pay for the next veteran. And so if you're not local and you want to pay for a veteran, you could do that right there. And every penny from that, we don't take any profit. That goes 100% to veterans. We've been having so many veterans come in. I absolutely love it. They come in, they show their little ID, they get in for free. Their money's no good here ever. So that's been pretty cool. Jen, you got it fired up?
Yeah, it's working.
Jen got it fired up. Can I show
Of
them?
course I did.
This is all our sound system. We got some microphones. And is that the movie itself? Because I probably shouldn't show it.
Yes, that is the movie.
Oh, that's the movie itself. I really can't show you guys that or I'll probably get in big trouble. Jen, you want to go watch Minecraft now? Huge shout out to my buddy Matt Sampin, who runs the town theater, for bailing us out today. It's been a stressful day. Jen was here for hours yesterday trying to load the movie, and our little card reader was malfunctioning. So we got it just in the nick of time. What is it? Almost 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. Doors open in 3-4 hours from now. So if you guys, it seems like you're pretty psyched about the movie theater stuff. We've done quite a few videos on the movie theater. And if you visit MontelloTheater.com, there's a playlist. And it updates. Every time we do a new movie theater, it updates. There's some cool videos in there, including when we first took over the theater and we had a DeLorean time machine replica out front. We've done quite a few. Treasure hunting in the movie theater, basement, finding old good nostalgic stuff.
I got a Christmas. Santa was here 2 years.
Santa was here at Christmas. We got all sorts of videos like that.
I had a Halloween party here.
So yeah, if you guys want more movie theater videos, let me know. I know we're basically doing a lot of carnivore videos. We do have some homesteading videos coming up. We've done a couple hybrid, but we've got 25 baby chicks at home now. We're going to be putting up a new chicken coop structure. We're debating on whether to use a greenhouse because we're not using that for plants anymore, and repurposing that for our chickens. But we're going to be putting a bunch of laying boxes down, and we're going to have 25 chickens eating a proper chicken diet. I'm really excited for that. We're going to have a big egg output. So it's all ready to go, Jen?
Yep.
It's all ready to go.
Yeah, thanks to him. My goodness, I can't believe it.
Do you guys want to see a little bit more of the theater before we wrap up here? More movie and homesteading videos. We love the carnivore videos too. It's our community and support. Yeah, I'm not going to stop doing the carnivore videos. I get too many people that are finding healing or a second chance at life, and I think it's more important. But we'll try to do more movie theater videos. Just do me a favor. If you guys really like those, leave some comments. Thumbs them up, tell me, because the problem is I'll spend hours doing a movie theater video, and it's usually crickets. And I really enjoy it, and I'm like, man, I would want to watch this. But it's crickets, and I don't hear anything, and I'm like, well, people must not want this. But then I do these, and everyone seems to want it, so... Here, I'm going to show you guys around one more thing real quick. Jen, should we show them downstairs?
Yes. I'm just going to Sharon's off.
Jen's turning the projector off. So there's the old editing table. There's the old Mountain Dew deal. There's all the old films. We got to go down this sketchy ladder while I'm holding my camera. I'm a professional. There's an old cash register right there. There's Darth Vader. Posters. That popcorn machine dates back to the 1950s. It's all stainless steel. It is a beast. A beast. I don't know if you guys saw this too. This is my camera. This is the Netflix approved camera. In about less than 10 days, I'm going to be filming Dr. Ken Berry with this setup right here. Run and gun out on the farm. I'm really looking forward to that. We've already filmed him once, but we're going to film him getting some B-roll and getting him outside and getting him on his farm and kind of tying everything together, wrapping everything up. So we're going to be doing a meetup here. Interviewing Dave Mack, Budgie Baxter is asking. I've interviewed Dave Mack twice now, and he's in the documentary. Dave is incredible. I love Dave. He's interviewed over 1,000 carnivores. We interviewed him out in Australia. And so Dave Mack is definitely in the documentary, and I've also had him on my channel several times. And that man always has an open invite. Here's some old pictures from back in the day. There's the theater in the 50s. Sergeant Riker. That's so cool, seeing those old pictures. That's what it was in the 50s, and this one was taken in the 90s. I always show people this one. I love this one. Montello Express Bowling Alley. In 1902, there was a bowling alley right here where I'm standing. I love this one. This was in 1889. There was a graduation commencement speech, The Right Use of Time. And this young lady that wrote this is something. So let me see if I have it here. Miss Josie Roski delivered an oration on the right use of time. She said, "Time and labor are the two oars by which a man propels and advances his lifeboat towards the distant shore of achievement and enjoyment. Time is evenly distributed to all. The frequent complaint, want of time, usually means that the odds and ends of time are not profitably used. Such use is great value. An hour's study each day may lead to most valuable acquisitions. Many great and renowned men attribute their first success not to genius, but simply to the careful improvement of these invaluable fragments of time called odd moments." I love that. Jen and I found that we went to the Historic Society. We scoured through old newspapers. Beautiful writing by Miss Josie Roski in 1889. Can you imagine? Here's another one. 1893, we had the Montello Cornet Band here at Dodge's Opera House for Thanksgiving evening. The first party of the series, at which they respectfully request the pleasure of the presence of yourself and ladies. Music by the Holloways Orchestra, dancing at 9. And that's the building, that was in 1910. And that's the stage that you just saw upstairs where the screen is now. But you see all those chairs? They had chairs around the whole thing. We have 150 chairs up there. There were 500 back then. 500. That piano you see right here, that is above my head right now. We still have that piano here, and I would love to restore it at some point. There's the gas lantern I mentioned before, where the ceiling fans are now. We had gas lanterns because there wasn't electricity back then. And that door is so cool. There's so many things we learn in a picture, right? Picture's worth 1,000 words. I saw that door and I'm like, that is the door that's still up there. And I had to run up there because we have a white doorknob out there, and it's got the same 7 panels. That precise door from 1910 is the same door that's right there, right now. Same doorknob, everything on there. Look at this old, I didn't even notice this before. There's a painting above the door. Oh man, some of that stuff would be so cool. It's really cool for me to see the walls too, because right now we have the movie theater soundproofing over the walls, but I bet you that wallpaper's still underneath there. This is an old carbon arc projector. We had 2 of these here. In fact, I can show you a picture. There's one there and one there, 2 of them. And that was what I was talking about before, where we had the film reels. And when they play a movie, one of these reels right here, 20 minutes. So you'd switch between projector 1 and projector 2. My daughter Katie found these old speakers. These are old GE speakers. These are some of the first speakers ever invented. And they have like 100-foot wires attached to them. They used to play the movies on these. And they used to have this record player. I found this Raiders of the Lost Ark soundtrack, and that's what that record is. They used to play that before every movie for just decades here. So when you'd come in, instead of having the pre-show trivia and all of that, they'd have the music playing. I recently found this picture, which is so cool. This is from the neighbor's yard, and that behind him, it's kind of hard to see, but that's the side of the building. And where his head is, there's those 2 doors. They used to bring in buggies and wagons, and they repaired them in the basement of the theater. And I could see, when I go outside, I can see where they bricked over that area where those doors were. Now we have a single door right there. But we got all the history here. This is from the 50s. These are old flyers from the 50s. I think this is like 52 or 55 or something. You can see all the old movies. The Redhead and the Cowboy. House on Telegraph Hill. Comanche Territory. Slashing and Outlaw Underground. Charles Starrett. Smiley Burnett. Bandits of El Dorado. These are all movies that used to play here. This is 1955. Princeton and Montello, just down the road in Princeton, they had a sister theater for a while. So, put my tripod away. One other thing I'll show you guys real quick. This is the Mr. Miyagi maintenance room. This is where all the tools and screws and stuff to keep everything running. But then on this side, this is the letter room. These are our marquee letters, and these date back to the 1950s. They're before the 1950s. So when we have to change the sign on Sunday, we got to gather these letters and we put them up there. And the previous owner was telling me that she used to have people call her and they'd say, "Could I just buy like an R or a T from you because I'm missing them?" They don't make them anymore. You can't find them anywhere. So that's the letter room. And then over here, it might be familiar to some of you. This is where I do all my live streams from. We got the light. We got an obnoxious monitor. We got the microphone. But that's where I sit and do like the open mic live. I got my little fridge of Topo Chico down here. I'm running low. And then I got my favorite pitcher in the world, Lynn Tucker Carnivore, Ribeye Ranger Jim, Adam from Carnivore Today, and Dr. Barry's even in that shot. So there you go. There's a little tour of the world famous Montello Theater. Thank you guys for joining us. Jen and I got to run. We got the movie all loaded up. Maybe we'll do more live streams like this if you guys enjoy them. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day. Beep.